For decades, oceanographers and archivists have whispered about a piece of footage so strange, so unsettling, that it was quietly locked away and never spoken of again. A film reel recovered from an abandoned research vessel. A reel that supposedly captured something no eyes were ever meant to see. Some call it a hoax. Others swear it was real. But everyone agrees on one thing. Whatever was on that tape terrified the people who watched it. Imagine a grainy, flickering image, an old underwater camera drifting above a trench. For several minutes, nothing happens. Just darkness, just silence. And then, slowly, something massive glides into frame. Not a shark, not a whale, something serpentine, something ancient, something that moves with a kind of intelligence that sends chills straight through your bones. A shape too long, too fluid, too deliberate to belong to anything we've ever documented. The film abruptly cuts off. No explanation, no scientific notes, just a single line scribbled on the container. Do not show anyone. That warning alone has fueled decades of obsession. Did the researchers stumble onto a creature once thought extinct? A species that predates our myths? Or something entirely unknown? Something the ocean has kept hidden for thousands of years? Tonight, we dive into the legends, the sightings, and the strange evidence surrounding sea dragons. And we begin with the first creature connected to this mysterious film, one that might explain why the footage vanished. Let's start with the lurking aqualith.
If the lost film truly captured a living sea dragon, most experts agree there's one creature that fits the description better than anything else we've ever theorized: the lurking aqualith. This legendary abyssal titan has been whispered about in deep-sea folklore for years, described by submarine pilots as a piece of the ocean floor that suddenly started moving.
The aqualith is not fast. It is not flashy. It does not roar or thrash like the monsters of mythology. Instead, it does something far more disturbing. It blends into the seafloor so perfectly that even advanced sonar reads it as terrain. Its body, stretching an estimated 60 meters or more, can flatten itself until it resembles a basalt ridge. Patterns on its skin shift like volcanic rock. Crevices open like cracks. And when it finally moves, the motion is so smooth and silent that entire camera crews have sworn the ocean itself was sliding beneath them. But here's what makes the aqualith truly terrifying. Several abandoned submarines recovered from trench regions showed long, sweeping gouges in their hulls, cuts that match no known animal. Some resemble the marks that would be left if a massive organism slowly scraped past, testing the metal with inquisitive pressure, as if the creature wasn't attacking, but exploring. And in the lost film, the moment when a sliding shadow appears, right before the footage cuts, matches countless eyewitness drawings of the aqualith's silhouette. Myth? Maybe. But if even half the sightings are real, then something massive and intelligent is crawling along the ocean's deepest trenches, watching, waiting, and hiding in plain sight. And the aqualith is only the beginning. Because the next creature linked to this film is even harder to see. Literally. If the lurking aqualith explains the moving shadow in the lost film, then the next creature might explain something even stranger. The sudden blackout moments researchers reported right before the footage cut out. A blackout that didn't come from the camera, but from something blocking the light entirely. That brings us to the void fin specter. Unlike the aqualith, which hides by mimicking the seafloor, the specter hides by erasing itself from reality. Submarine crews have described seeing a moving hole in the water, a shifting absence that swallowed every photon around it. No reflections, no highlights, no outline. Its skin absorbs light so completely it becomes indistinguishable from pure darkness, almost like a living void drifting through the deep. Its shape is only visible in rare moments, when it opens its jaw. That's when thin lines of bioluminescent veins ignite along its body, glowing like circuitry firing to life. Inside that glowing mouth are multiple layers of serrated tendrils, spiraling inward like a frilled shark, but far more complex, evolved for the crushing blackness of the abyss. Divers who survived specter encounters describe overwhelming dread, as if the creature's presence alone disrupts the senses. Instruments malfunction, lights dim, sonar pulses scatter, It's as if the specter bends the water around it, turning its environment into a soundless, airless vacuum. And here's the chilling part. The final seconds of the lost film show a moment where the trench becomes unnaturally dark, far darker than the camera should allow. Several researchers claim that this darkness was not a malfunction, but a specter passing directly in front of the lens. If true, then the film didn't just capture a sea dragon, it captured multiple unknown species lurking in the deep. And the next creature may be the most visually haunting of them all, a serpent made of living glass. If the voidfin specter is the deep sea's living shadow, then the next creature is its opposite, something so luminous, so otherworldly, that even the most skeptical researchers hesitate to dismiss the story. It is known in scattered expedition logs as the glass-spined seraph, a serpent-like giant whose body seems carved from translucent crystal. The seraph doesn't hide in darkness like the others. Instead, it refracts it. Witnesses describe a long, sinuous shape drifting through the mid-abyss, its body made of transparent plates that catch whatever faint light exists and bend it into shimmering fluid mosaics. Each plate contains a viscous, glowing liquid, an iridescent substance that pulses softly, like the creature has bioluminescent blood flowing through veins made of glass. But its most iconic feature is the spine. Long, jagged shards protrude along its back, each one refracting light in different directions. When the seraph becomes agitated, the entire spine ignites in a cascading wave of color, like a stained glass window exploding into life. Submariners have described this moment as watching an underwater cathedral breathe. And yet, there is danger beneath the beauty. Footage recovered from an unmanned probe once captured brief frames of a massive crystalline curve passing behind it. Moments later, the probe's casing was found sliced cleanly open. Not crushed, not chewed, but cut with surgical precision, as if by blades made of living crystal. That same precise slicing pattern has been found on several abandoned research drones across trench regions. Some experts believe the seraph forms part of the creature captured in the lost film. In one surviving still image, barely visible through distortion, there is a faint glimmer, a curve of refracted light, something glass-like moving in the background, something enormous. And if the seraph was there, it means the film wasn't showing a single creature. It was showing a meeting of giants. But nothing compares to the final one, the creature researchers call the Rift Dweller Ophion. All the previous creatures, Aqualith, Spectre, Seraph, could explain fragments of the lost film, the shifting shadow, the sudden blackout, the crystalline curve. But the final creature connected to the footage ties everything together, and it is by far the most terrifying. Researchers call it the Rift Dweller Ophion, a serpentine titan believed to inhabit the deepest fault lines of the ocean, depths so extreme that no sunlight, no sound, no life was ever expected to reach. But according to scattered expedition logs, something does live there. The Ophion is not just large, it is colossal, stretching well beyond 120 meters. Its body is armored in plates that look like cooled volcanic rock, except these plates open and close like vents, releasing plumes of superheated water and mineral-rich smoke. These plumes make the creature resemble a living fissure in the earth itself, constantly leaking the same boiling darkness found in hydrothermal vents. And then there are the eyes. Small, almost too small for its enormous size, but burning with a faint golden glow, as if reflecting a light source that shouldn't exist in the abyss. Crews who claim to have seen the Ophion say its gaze didn't feel animal. It felt ancient, a thing that has survived planetary cycles, extinction events, shifting continents. A creature older than myths, older than oceans, older than our definition of alive. Now here is where the lost film becomes chillingly real. In the final surviving frame, recovered from a waterlogged section of the reel, there is a jagged line in the background. At first glance, it looks like a crack in the seafloor, a natural fault. But enhancement reveals something impossible. The crack is curving, arcing, forming the distinct outline of a serpentine body stretching across the horizon. a living fisher, a rift dweller. And just before the footage ends, the water around that dark curve begins to shimmer, boiling in streaks, exactly as the Ophion is described. If this creature was truly recorded, even for a moment, then the lost film didn't just capture a sea dragon, it captured something older than any dragon ever written. Now, all that remains is one question. Why was the footage buried? And what else are we not being told? So after everything you've seen tonight, the shadows, the vanishing light, the crystalline serpent, and the living fisher, you have to wonder, what exactly did that lost film capture? Was it a rare moment where multiple ancient giants crossed paths? Or was it a warning, a glimpse into a part of the ocean we were never meant to witness? The truth is simple. We've explored less than 10% of the deep sea. Creatures older than our stories could still be waiting in the darkness, rising only when the world isn't watching. But what do you think? Was the footage real? And which creature felt the most believable or the most terrifying? Drop your theories in the comments. And if you want more deep sea mysteries, make sure to subscribe. The ocean is not done surprising us.